Hi Aries, welcome to June. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And I'm going to do your reading for June. And first I want to say thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you for those who have taken the time out to leave comments. I appreciate all of the comments. I read all of them. And thank you for those who have chosen me for private readings. I've enjoyed working with you. So before we get started, I want to create some sacred space around this reading. Okay, so we're going to have a new moon in Gemini on the 15th and a full moon in Capricorn on June 28th. So let's see what June, what's coming up for Aries for the month of June. May only the highest forces be present to ensure that the truth be told. What does Aries need to know about love and life in the month of June? What does Aries need to know about love and life for the month of June? I'm using the Rider-Waite deck for those who are curious. The Empress, the Ten of Wands, the Tower, the Ten of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so you start the month off with the Empress crossed by the Ten of Wands. The Empress is the card of motherhood and creativity and abundance. So you could be, for some of you, that could mean starting a family or having children or being connected to your family. Like the issue would be family is important this month. Children might be important this month. If not, then for some of you, it could be a creative project that you've maybe been working really hard, because you have the Ten of Wands here, on a creative project. And you're about to experience abundance as a result of all this hard work. Because the Ten of Wands is you're at the end of your struggle. You're about to put down your burden. So if you've been struggling with something that involves family or children or creativity, creative self-expression, you're coming to the end of your struggles with the Ten of Wands. And you should start to see some results in the month of June. And you may have already started with the Ten of Pentacles in the past here. Now, in the basis of the question here, you have the Tower. So the Tower can represent some type of breaking down. So it could be a relationship that went through some major changes. Or you woke up to certain realizations. Sometimes the Tower can mean a blow to your ego. It represents enlightenment, like you're finally seeing the truth of a situation. So for some, it could be some type of breakdown that leads to awakening. If you could have changed a job, or you had a relationship, or something happened to free you from an oppressive situation. And the Tower never takes away what we need. The Tower takes away what we don't need because it's holding us back from the true path. And once you are released from all of this Tower stuff, whether it's a relationship or career or life situation, it could even be a physical thing where you realize, I have to take better care of my health. It could be a mental issue. I have to deal with something that I haven't been willing to face. Sometimes the Tower can be a mental breakdown or a physical breakdown, but what it does is it wakes you up to realize that you're on the wrong path, that you have to do something to get on the right path. You have to change in a major way. You have to make some major changes. So it could be that in a relationship situation, something came to a head, and you had some awakening, some realizations. Like, I need to make changes. Now you have the Empress here, so there could be someone in your life, either that's kind of like a mother figure, because the Empress represents the mother. So if you're, or you could have a relationship that is very nurturing, where one of you is, it could be you or the other person, one of you is nurturing the other person. One of you is carrying the burden of the relationship. And then maybe that's about to change. You're ready for change. Because you also have the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of security, financial security. So that has influence, but it's kind of fading. I feel that maybe there's someone in your life that has always been a rock for you, or a financial support for you, has your back. Because the Ten of Pentacles is about someone who is there for you. If you're in a jam, this person is there to provide support. You feel safe and secure with this person. But this influence is fading. So I'm wondering if maybe you're thinking of, maybe you're getting bored with the current situation and you're wanting something else. Now you have the Nine of Wands here in the future. The Nine of Wands is about standing up for what you believe in, fighting for a goal, or actually it's pursuing a goal. Like the Nine of Wands is, you've been struggling with something for a long time, and you feel that you're ready to give up because you just feel like, oh, I just can't take anymore. I've been struggling, I'm not seeing any results. Maybe I should just give up. But the Nine of Wands, the message of the Nine of Wands, I mean, look, you see this person, he's got a battle scars, he's wounded. It could be someone with a head injury. But what I really feel, though, it could be some kind of mental wound that you're carrying from the past. Some mental something that from the past that damaged your thinking. And so that it's preventing you from taking advantage of the abundance that's around you. Something, because this is a card also of something that you thought was done, that you thought you had dealt with, that you thought you had mastered. It's coming back to be faced again. So that you can wake up to it and release it. That's part of what the Tower does. It wakes you up and it takes you out of... so if you're living under false thinking, it could even be that you think that you're doing something and you think everything is okay and this is the right way to go, and then something happens that shakes you out of your complacency or wakes you up. But the other thing about this card is that it's saying don't give up because you're this close. Here's the Ten of Wands. You're at the end of your struggle. Don't quit. You are going to achieve your goal. You just have to keep trying. So if there's a relationship issue that you've been trying to work out and it hasn't seemed to be going anywhere, I think that you can work things out if you change your thinking, or if you look within and say, what am I doing that's contributing to this dysfunction? Because it's very easy to put blame on the other person. It's very easy to project your stuff out there. You have to look also within. What am I doing? How is my behavior or how is my thinking affecting the outcome of this relationship? Because the potential here, you have the Empress. So you have someone around you who is very good for you, but you're not seeing it. You're feeling like it's a burden. Or Maybe you're becoming a burden. You're carrying too much baggage from the past. You need to put that down. Now, the Knight of Swords is coming up here in the future. This is a card of someone who is wanting to rush into something. It could be an unexpected action. Maybe something comes up. The Knight sometimes can mean unexpected departure. Someone comes in or out of your life suddenly. I feel like some opportunity may come up and you may feel like, oh, I want to jump into this. But the Knight of Swords, the thing that you have to worry about is not jumping into something without giving it a lot of thought. So you might be anxious to take action. And as an Aries, you may not be looking at all the angles, or you might be acting impulsively and not thinking, well, how is this going to affect the security that I have here in this situation? Because the Knight of Swords sometimes does things without thinking about others. They just do what they got to do, and they don't really care how their behavior is going to affect other people. So you want to take that into consideration. You could be dealing with someone who's a little bit insensitive, not thinking, or it could be that those qualities exist within you. Another thing that this could also represent is someone new coming into your life suddenly. Could be an air sign. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. There could be a lot of changes coming up in June. Or a lot of activity. In a relationship situation, though, if we're going with the theme of what am I doing that's making or breaking a relationship, one of the things you might be doing is not being aware of other people's needs. So you need to think about, is my partner, is the person I'm interested in, am I considering them? Am I being considerate of them? Am I honoring them? Am I giving back as much as I'm getting? Because here you have the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is a card of holding on. It's almost the card of the miser. And it's in your negative thinking sector. So right now you're really concerned with financial security. You're wanting to hold on to something. Sometimes the Four of Pentacles can mean that you're holding on too tightly to your money, that you're not sharing. So maybe you need to give more. It doesn't, money is one aspect of this because it's pentacles. But the other thing is giving of your time and your love. Sometimes people sit around wanting to be loved, but they're not willing to do anything to invite that love in. So the Four of Pentacles is about, you have to be willing to give if you want to receive. You can't just sit there waiting to receive. So you can't just be like, it's like people who say, I want to meet my soulmate, and they never go out, like they expect someone to just show up at the door. I mean, you have to take action. You have to do something. You have to go out there. You have to show someone that you care. You can't just expect them to just know what you want or know what you need. You have to ask. Or you have to, someone does something for you, you have to show gratitude. Maybe do something back that's nice for them. It's the give and take is lacking in a relationship with this card. So one of you may be doing all the giving and one of you may be doing all the receiving. And if you want to fix your relationship and, receive this abundance that's here for you, this Empress, this person is very creative. This person could be someone who's has a lot of abundance and a lot of creativity and a lot of love, very motherly, very nurturing. Maybe the person that you're dealing with is carrying heavy burdens, working really hard, trying to achieve something in the world. And so maybe you might feel neglected. Or maybe you feel like you don't measure up in some way. In your environment, you have the Knight of Wands. This is a card of change of residence, change of job. So it could be that someone close to you might be moving or getting a new job. And that could involve a move. And it could mean that this person just suddenly, they were here today and they're gone tomorrow, like you talk to them and they're like, oh yeah, I'm moving, I got this job, I'm leaving. It could also represent someone in your life in a relationship situation who is a lot of fun, but not always reliable. They don't always fulfill their promises. So they may make plans and then cancel at the last minute. When you have them, they're great. They're a lot of fun, they're entertaining, you can do some exciting, fun things with them. But when you really need someone, they're just not there for you. So there could be, you have several knights here, and so I feel like there are several people around you that you could be in relationship with. Sometimes the cards represent people, and sometimes they represent qualities of the situation, or qualities within yourself. So with the Knight, this position usually represents the other person. So there could be someone in your life that is suddenly leaving because they're moving to a new location, or they're getting a job, they're getting an opportunity that's going to take them out of your environment. So maybe that's why this Ten of Pentacles is like passing. You might be losing security in some issue or some relationship because this person won't be around as much because they're moving. King of Wands is in your wish fulfillment sector. So for you, this I feel it represents you because it's a wand and that's a fire sign. I think that for you to achieve what you want, you're going to have to take more of a leadership role. You're going to have to be more outspoken. Because the King of Wands is someone who has a presence and is a leader and likes to help and mentor others. So you might be wanting to do that in your life. You're wanting to help others or mentor others. You have wisdom to share. But in a relationship situation, maybe you haven't been taking a leadership role. You've been waiting for things to happen, which is not usual for an Aries. But maybe you're afraid to communicate your feelings, and maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to show more that you care. It could also mean that you could be offered something where you're going to have to show use your leadership ability. So it could be some type of career success, or you could be connecting with someone who is like this King of Wands. Maybe that's the type of person you're looking for. Someone who is more outspoken, more outgoing, not afraid to speak their mind, someone who has a big heart, very generous. You're looking for that type of person. And the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a card of, so you could be dealing with almost every sign here. You could be dealing with a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who is very down to earth, not afraid to work hard toward a goal. So it could be that someone that you're involved with has been working a lot, and maybe you feel neglected in your relationship. You feel like they're not there for you. But I think that there could be someone is actually moving on to a new job or a new location, and that may affect your relationship. So you need to I think you need to show this person how much you care. You need to do more, and not just expect to be loved unconditionally. You need to show the person how much they mean to you, or you might have to wind up meeting someone else if this person leaves. Then you have to take more of a leadership role and work toward following your own dream and supporting yourself, finding your own security. because maybe the person that you've been dependent on may not be there. So let's see what the astrology has to. So the new moon in the new moon in Gemini is happening in your 3rd house. That's the house of communication, short distance travel. Maybe it's time for you to have a new way of communicating with people that are close to you. Maybe it's time for you to reconnect with relatives like cousins, brothers, sisters. Because the 3rd house represents siblings, aunts, uncles, neighbors. And with the moon in Gemini, maybe you could reconnect with them. Open up some communication with your relatives. At the same time as the new moon, you have Mars. We have Mars in Aquarius, opposing the North Node in Leo. So definitely it's the time to take action toward a dream or a goal. But you have to remember that it's not always about your needs, that other people, that you have to include the needs of the group. Because Aquarius energy, Leo energy is all about me, but Aquarius energy is about the other. So if you want to achieve a dream or a goal, which is what the 11th house represents, groups that you belong to, maybe you need to get out more, join some groups, make new friends, or do something that benefits society in some way. Use that energy. Because at the same time that Mars is opposing the North Node, Uranus is squaring the North Node. So you need to be free of something. And Uranus is in Taurus now. And Taurus represents security. So maybe something happens that affects your sense of security. Where is Uranus? Yeah, it's in your 2nd house. So you may have some financial ups and downs where your security is threatened, and you have to start to rely more on yourself. You have to start believing more in yourself. You have to be thinking out of the box on how can I bring more abundance into my life. Mercury at the same time, Mercury is opposing Saturn. And that's 4th and 10th house. Mercury's in the 4th, Saturn's in the 10th in Capricorn. So there's definitely some serious thinking. You may have to seriously think about it. How am I going to support myself? How am I going to, what do I need to do? Because the 10th house is career. And with Saturn there, you're going to have to work hard to bring some type of career success to your life. And with Mercury in the 4th, communication is important. So there may be some work-life balance issues. Maybe you're working really hard at your career and your family is suffering. Your home life is suffering. So you need to communicate to create the balance. You need to, spend time. Don't spend too much time at the office and neglect your family. Don't spend, you have to kind of balance that energy. And you can achieve a dream. You have, this month we have Jupiter still trining Neptune. So it's bringing luck and abundance toward achieving a goal or a dream. But you have to be careful not to take on more than you can handle. And you have to be careful to be realistic about it. Now, your ruling planet, this is significant. Your ruling planet Mars is going to be going retrograde this month. And it will be retrograde all summer until September. So it's in Aquarius now. It's going to move back into Capricorn. And then move forward in September. So things are going to slow down. This is a time of rethinking. It's not a time to jump into something without thinking. It's more of a time of preparation. You're not going to have the energy. Or you're not going to, it's not good to start something when Mars is retrograde. So if you're thinking of launching a business or doing some major new initiative, now may not be the right time to launch it. More at the end of the summer. Or even when Mars gets out of the shadow. Mars is already in its shadow. And And because it's your ruling planet, you're going to be affected more than other people. And Mars is in your 11th house. So you may want to rethink. When a planet goes retrograde, it's time to pause and rethink. You may want to rethink the groups you belong to, your friendships, or even your goals or your dreams. Am I on the right path? Is this what I really need to be? Is this something that I really want? Let me think before I jump in. Because Aries has a tendency to jump first, think later. Mars retrograde is saying, no, slow down. Think first before you do something impulsive that upsets the apple cart. Think, is this action I'm taking, is this what I really want? Is this relationship I'm jumping into? There could be a new relationship that you say, oh, I'm going to leave my old relationship, I'm going to jump into this new thing. Is this something I really want? Or even a job opportunity. So it's time to think and prepare, but not really a time to act. The time to act would be at the end of this, like in the fall. Because Mars is going to go retrograde, we're going to have some eclipses in July and August. And then we have Mercury retrograde, August, September. It's really not a time to launch anything right now. The fall looks much better. October, November, even December, if you can wait that long. I mean, if you can't, you have to do, life goes on. But just be careful. Make sure that you know what you're doing, that you've checked all the information out. But new moons are for beginnings. So for you, I think it would be good to, you could be getting, well, actually the 3rd house, you could be starting a communications project. Maybe you're launching a website. I wouldn't launch it. I would start working on it. If you have an idea to do something that involves communication or marketing, start working on it. Get it ready. Launch it at the end of the year. But also, I think it's a good time to reconnect with relatives, cousins, sisters, brothers, aunts, uncles, because that's the 3rd house too. And also, slow down when you're traveling. Don't rush. So that's my forecast for June, Aries. Learn how to compromise. Learn how to consider the needs of others in your partnerships and also in your career relationships. And you should be fine. And think before acting. Take a pause. Work on your projects. Work on your relationship all summer. And take action toward the end of when Mars goes direct. So I hope this reading was a help to you. If you'd like a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box and we can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, enjoy June. Have a wonderful month and much abundance and love. And I will talk to you again next month. Thank you. Bye now.